Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, you are having a fantastic week. I'm hoping that you all have been productive in all that you're doing and all that you have to do for the rest of the day. Wanted to give a couple of reminders for today before we go over cover any topics. Wanted to remind you all that you've probably seen a lot of emails from the association, from Florida Realtors, from NAR, reminding us that September is Agent Safety or Safety Awareness Month. And I just want us to be aware, not only in September, but every day of the year, every day, especially in our business, that safety is very important, making sure that we are safe doing what we need to do to take care of ourselves, take care of our clients, our customers, or any prospects. That includes meeting first in a public place. I don't know if you all heard, but there was an agent, a female agent, who was attempted to be abducted from an open house, but the individuals were unsuccessful in doing that, but they were arrested, and I believe that was in the Northeast, if I'm not mistaken. So just take care of ourselves, make sure we're smart, make sure that we're using best practices, meeting people in public places, making some type of identification, making sure they are who they say they are, even if it's just seeing a driver's license. Let's not just meet individuals at properties, even in today's time, because I know that we can get excited about a prospect, turning into a customer or client, getting deals signed. So that's what I wanted to remind you all. And we are going to talk about a couple of things for identifying our clients. But before we do that, I wanted to open up. Anyone have anything that they would like to share or have questions about this morning?
Good morning, everybody. No, not yet.
Morning.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So what I went through for Florida Realtors, there was a session on YouTube for real estate agents. Yeah, YouTube for agents. But what I took away from the class and the session, more so than just YouTube practices, was the facilitator. She came up with, or she has a thing talking about the ICA, your ideal client avatar. Your ideal client avatar, a picture of your ideal client. Who is your ideal client? Because we want to tailor our message, everything we do, to our ideal client. So the ICA. So this goes back to choosing a niche, right? Niches bring riches. So who is your niche? And I'm going to go here again. Yes, I am. What is your niche? Who is your ideal client? So for me, I was able to last week go back in and identify my niche again, and it's helped me in everything I've done for the past week and a half. And so there has been a clarity that has happened in my business, the audience that I'm speaking to, the way I conduct myself, and the way that I'm conducting business. And I even picked up a referral lead from it in about a week and a half. But here's what I want you all to start thinking about. So when it says, who is your ideal client? So I went through and I honed out my niche. And mine are luxury single family homes in South Broward. So that's south of I-95. And my idea is million plus only properties. So I'm not even talking about 760 properties as far as the luxury benchmark in Broward. And so I started looking at, it says, now that I know my niche, let's identify your perfect client. What is your ideal client hoping to learn from you? What are their challenges, problems, and fears? And she's talking about so we can make YouTube content for, but I would say so that we all can get our knowledge base up. So with that, It says jot down your ideas below. And so these are some of the questions that I want you to consider. What does your ideal client hope to learn from you? What are your ideal clients' challenges, problems, and fears? So when I go down and I look, knowing that I want to deal with the luxury clientele, and that's my ideal client in my niche, some ideas are how to get the most for their home, how to pay less and get more home for their money if we're talking about affluent buyers. I'm afraid of selling for too low. Those are the luxury sellers, or paying too much, luxury buyers. How do we know who to choose to represent us? What's going on in the market? What does the market mean to me as a buyer or a seller? What best practices can they use to get the best results? How do I make the process easiest for them? Neither luxury buyers or sellers want to be taken advantage of. Who else on my team can assist them in their daily lives? That's talking about attorneys, accountants, anyone that's on my A team. And then what do they need to know that they don't know already? So that's the idea of some questions that my ICA, my ideal client avatar, or that they would ask. And it goes a little further. Like for your ideal client, these are some questions that this sheet asks, and I'll be getting this sheet out to you so you all can answer these questions for yourself, so you can start tailoring your message and get your knowledge base really honed in. How old is your ideal client? My ideal client is between 40 and 55, right? Have they ever bought a home before? Yes. So their purchase is probably a move-up purchase. Yours might say no, and they might be a first-time home buyer. What language do they speak? English. Do they have kids? Are they married or single? My ideal client either has high school or adult, high school age or adult children, and are married. What do they do for a living? Professionals, entrepreneurs, medical services, or sales professionals. Where do they work? Doctors' offices, hospitals, corporate structures. Do they have pets? No. Do they have grandkids? Maybe. What do they do in their spare time? Read, outdoor activities, ride, bike, boat, camp, socialize, cigars, and cocktails, right? And then I have to give my ideal clients a name. So when I'm speaking to, or when I'm thinking about going through my buyer consultation or my marketing consultation, I know who I'm speaking with. So I gave my ideal avatars a name, James and Julie Betterman, right? So you all, if you look at my YouTube channel, I've totally changed it in the past week. And it's because I went through this and I saw that what I was saying and what I had on YouTube didn't align with me turning YouTube into a lead generation tool, right? And so I made those changes there. But why am I telling you all this? Is because I want us to know, not because I'm always talking about know the market. Like know the list price to sales price ratio, months of inventory, days on market. Yes, median sales price. Yes, we need to know that. But we also need to know who our client, who our ideal client is. Who are we going after? I was coaching a client this past week, and her goal was to move up in the sales price, in the price tier of properties. She wanted to move to the $300,000 to $400,000, well, not about $400,000 to $500,000 price range. But she was currently in her market, the 400 would be like high, right? So, but she was currently working with about $180,000 to $225,000 buyers. And I said, okay, well, what's your lead source? What are you doing to generate leads? She says, well, I'm working with a lender who does first time buyer workshops. And I said, well, what else are you doing? She said, well, that's it. I said, well, understand you have a picture of an ideal client, but your activities aren't in alignment with an ideal client that you want. So you're frustrated, working with first-time buyers, but that's the only lead generation. That's the only activities that you're doing, right? That's the only knowledge that she has was with first-time buyers. She spoke in terminology that a first-time buyer would speak. Like, for instance, she was like, well, like she knew everything about down payment assistance, but she didn't know anything about non-disclosure agreements, right? And so, DeAndre, yes, I know I have to get that to you. Go ahead. Oh, Cheryl, did you have something?
I laughed and I said, are you talking about me?
Right. And so that's where when we have a picture of our ideal client, then we can go back and we can say, are we doing the right things to get the people that we want? Are we in the right circles? Are we, using the right vocabulary? Are we, making the right ties? Are we looking the right way? Are we fishing in the right pond? So then we could decide, do we need to change our ideal client avatar, change the picture of who we're going after, or do we need to change where we're fishing and the activities that we're doing, right? So those are just some ideas. And so then what I did was I'm like, okay, well, how can I go ahead and increase my knowledge base? How can I take what I already know and answer some of these questions? How do I make the process easiest for them? What's going on in the market? How do we know who to choose to represent us? How to pay less and get more home for their money. So I went on and I used Breakthrough, what is it? Breakthrough Broker. Yep. And I used the internet and I used Zillow. And what I did was these same infographics that we have, the 6 tips before selling your home, the seller's roadmap, the buyer's roadmap, secrets for a stress-free purchase, right? All of these, what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to record about 10 videos. Selling your luxury home, 12 things the best realtors do to sell a luxury home. Just a white sheet that I got off of the internet. How to sell luxury real estate, 11 tips for selling your luxury home quickly and without price drops. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through and curate content. I'm going to record it for YouTube. I'm going to type it for it to go into my Luxury Home Broward's newsletter that also is my blog. And then I'm going to use the same information for infographics for social media, right? And so that's how I'm going to be spending my day today. Now, what does this do? This assures that I'm aligned with my ideal clients, right? And my activities and the visual and the information. So now it's a complete circle. What I don't want to do is I don't want to say I want to work here, then I throw something in over here, and then I come over here and throw something. So then there's no flow, right? So I'm going to just ask us to think about who do we want to work with? Are we willing to put the time in to make that happen? And then are we suited for it? Right. But because, like I said a thing. And when I say, are we suited, is the business, is there a market for who we want to work with? For instance, I was talking to the coaching client and I told her, I said, well, what if you wanted to specialize in $1 million plus properties in your market and you were the best at it? She says, well, it wouldn't work. I'm like, why not? She said, there are no $1 million properties in her marketplace. I said, exactly. Same thing as if we wanted to specialize in, let's say relocation or military relocation. If we're a military relocation professional, wanted to specialize in military relocation, but there was no military bases anywhere around us. It wouldn't make sense, right? So we just want to make sure that our ideal client aligns with what our market provides, that we use the market information to make decisions, but then we know who it is that we're targeting. Because I really do believe that when we start niching down and when we start specializing, then that's going to open up a lot more doors for us. And then additional opportunities are going to come as a result of it. So I'm talking about $1 million price range, single family homes in Broward. On, I think it was Wednesday, I listed $183,000 condo in Aventura. So it couldn't be any more different. $183,000 condo, Aventura, and I'm specializing in $1 million single family homes in Broward. Now we don't disregard, we don't just throw away any listing or buying opportunity that we have, but niching down and being a specialist, it will come up and it will show as a benefit to those that we work with if we can answer these questions. So I'll be doing those videos and I'll be sharing them with you also, so you can see what I'm talking about, how we're doing them, and hopefully you all will be able to see some results from those as we progress. So that's what I wanted to share with you all today. In addition to the Safety Awareness Month, make sure that we're being safe. Now, what else do we have? Anyone have anything?
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Neil. That was very powerful and amazing. And I can't wait to get the information that you're going to share with us. Um, as for me personally, I guess pretty much everybody knows who I am and uh, who my client. I won't say ideal as yet, but it appears that client has already been made for me in some regards. And I now that you have shared what you have shared, now I understand why it is that way. Uh, of course, I'm a first-time home buyer specialist. And for when I came to World Renown in 2016, you and I had discussions in regard for me running. I want to run away. It's like I can't. I got it. Like, yeah, I know how to do that now. I want to capture and be, and have other ideal, quote unquote, ideal clients as you described.
Mm-hmm.
But just because of that explanation that you just gave from the teacher at Florida Realtors, it makes it crystal clear to me why my business has not transitioned to other areas. One, I have not made the effort to do so. And then secondly, I'm staying in my comfort wheelhouse, if you will, and I continue to do the same activities that I've always done. So that answers a lot for me personally. And it's a great thing. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. DeAndre, I will be getting the NDA to you today. I do have it. I actually shared it with a Chicago agent friend of mine yesterday. So I do have it. I'll be getting that over to you.
I appreciate it.
All right. Anything else, sir?
And Neil, I want to just mention one other thing as well. I shot you an email. I don't know if you got it. Okay, you did get it. Great. Yeah, I think that's what all I have to.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
oh,
I'll be getting that over to you today, Cheryl.
okay, yeah. And I'll probably be picking up another listing. I got a call yesterday as well in Miami Gardens area. So that's great news.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Go in confident. Get the listing. We
Yeah,
like the, so
it's a high school friend of mine, so pretty much it's a done. I don't really have to do anything. It's done.
okay.
But I'm sending out the mini evaluation report. I just got the email from them, so I could send a report over.
Okay. If you would go ahead, a good thing to do right now as well would be to add them to, what is it, eProperty Watch. Even though you're going to be listing the property, we love eProperty Watch because if something happens, even after it sells, that eProperty Watch is automated and it's going to go out every month. And then you can change. Like I said, for me, it's just something that's valuable that sends automatically to everyone that has a property in the database. I just have not seen anything like it right now other than HomeBot. HomeBot is fantastic for lenders. But for us and the association, the eProperty Watchers, go in and put them on that. I need to just send a quick intro email. And that way it's an automated deal. You don't even have to do anything. So that's a good first thing, even before you go through and pull the mini property report.
Okay, so you're saying put them on eProperty Watch first and then send the mini report?
Yeah. I mean, put them on eProperty Watch just because that's going to give information about the area and the mortgage side and the lending side and just what the general report is and or the valuation. I think that like one of the first things I do is I send them an invite to eProperty Watch, and then I follow up with the neighborhood activity report, something like that. I mean, now when I say do it first, that doesn't mean wait a day. That's like go in, do that first, then start working on the other one and send it.
Okay, because yeah, I've already completed that. I completed that last night. I was just waiting on their email because they hadn't sent it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
I just got,
if that's the case, sure, you could send the email. Just send them that sign them up for eProperty Watch as well. It's just one more piece for Cheryl King Weathers to be in their face, right? That's all, and we just want you in their face over and over and over.
yeah. This is a secondary property he owns with his mother, and a family member is living in the property right now. So it could Big C could be a potential where the family member, which is his nieces, are living in the property. They have first dibs on a purchase. So I may be maybe transaction brokering that deal, if that works, or I'll be listing the property,
Okay.
period.
Okay.
Yeah, to
Got it.
another buyer, which I may have another buyer for it anyway.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Anything else? Anything else from anyone else?
That's it for me. Thank you.
All right, so I will be getting out this ICA form for you all. Go through, just answer the questions, right? It helps us narrow down who our ideal client is, what fears, what concerns, what challenges they have, how we can answer those. And here's what I love. You could do this for 2 or 3 different ideal clients. So I have a totally different ICA for the teaching, speaking, and coaching side of my life, right? Now, you could have one ICA for your rental business. You could have one ICA for your buyers or sellers that you're going after. For instance, DeAndre could look for absentee owners as far as landlords or sellers in Sunny Isles, but then his look for buyers or sellers in North Miami could be first time buyers, right? So it could be a number of different ICAs, but take this, get the information, go through, run it down, your mental checklist. Okay, well, what questions could they have for me? What are some of their fears? What are some of their concerns? Because what I also know is this: when we're able to answer these questions, that makes us better agents, right? The next training that we're going to do, I'm going to send you all an email as far as the date. I don't know if it's going to be Monday or if we're only going to do one day a week, or if we're going to move only to Mondays and not Fridays. I'm looking at my calendar to figure that out. But the next one that we're going to do is going to be about the perfect word, the magic words. So I got 2 magic word books, and they're really magic phrases. And I'm going through it right now. And I read the books. When I say they are fantastic and phenomenal, what to say, what not to say, when to say it, little shifts in our vernacular. I think that it's going to help us be more influential, help us negotiate better, help us go through the communication dance with our clients or with cooperating agents. I think that the science behind it is truly effective, and exciting. So, I've even worked it a little bit with my son, with some of my friends on the phone, live in person. So I think that it's fantastic. So we will be going over that on our next call.
Neil.
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, ma'am. I say yes, sir, because hold on. I'm trying to get, Charles is trying to get in. But I'm not seeing him on here. Hold on one moment, guys. Let me see.
Yeah, he's not in yet.
Yeah, and that's why.
He may have to hang up and try.
No, no, I gave him. Let's see, 923. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Yes, Cheryl.
One quick thing. I know you said Charles trying to get in. On the leadership thing that you sent out.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of threw me in my understanding because I thought it was like you volunteering with the leaders, the existing leaders. So I don't know why I thought that. It was confused. I confused myself.
Now, hold on. Now, before we go any further, expound on that. What do you mean you volunteer with existing leaders?
I thought what was being said, and I didn't like. I guess I just misread it. Like you work, like for instance, you're already leader. I volunteer and work with you as a leader already leading. I don't know
Okay.
why.
So the way that works, Cheryl, is that every year about 50% of the board turns over, right? So you'll be there. So you'll have experienced leaders and you'll have new leaders, right? So that's the idea. That's the plan. So they're not going to bring in 13 new people and everybody looking around like, so what are we doing? So here's my encouragement. What I would apply, I would encourage all of you to apply for leadership in Florida. I'm sorry, at the association, even if you don't get it, because once they see your name a couple of times, 2 years, then, I mean, the reality is you're going to get in because out of 50,000, we just don't have that many. We don't have a lot of people that apply. And here's what I want you all thinking about. So we've had, you know, Stacy, she is in leadership. We had Janita Goga, she got into leadership. And I'll just tell you guys, as far as sharpness and astuteness, you guys are sharper, right? So that's something that I would encourage you guys to do. Cheryl, I think that you should submit your name for Broward immediately, right?
That is my thought as well. Thank
you. And so Charles, I really believe, Charles, you just turned what, 33, correct, sir? I believe. Charles, I forgot how to.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, I had to figure out. Yes, I am.
You see,
yeah.
Look, Charles, good morning, brother. Charles, I forgot how to use them.
Welcome. Good to see y'all.
That's what happens when you turn 33. You start forgetting.
No, girl. I was going through it, but now.
Hold on. So, Cheryl, I believe that you should go ahead and immediately apply for Broward. Charles, I believe that you should apply for the YPN leadership, just with your energy, your personality. And then DeAndre, I think that you have a toss-up. I think you either go for Miami Association for the residential board or for the Broward board, just because of how you move in the two counties. It would be better for you, DeAndre, if you go Miami residential, because I'm not, well, if you want to be in leadership, let me say that, if you want to be in leadership. Now, I will tell you all that once we get in, does it require us to travel to Orlando? Yes. Are there 4 meetings a year? Yes. Do you get exposure and do you get a title and something that you can carry with you for the rest of your life? Absolutely. There's nothing like being, I am one of the leaders of the largest realtor association in the United States, right? Well, what's large? 50,000. We have 120 leaders that make decisions for 50. I think we're right at like 52,000 members right now. And that's something that you can carry with you. You put that on your emails. You put that in your marketing. And when you do that, it does set you apart. So one of the best things is when they do inaugural, when they do the little magazines, you're in that for an entire year. And you all know how much I believe in using one piece of material and maximizing it and making it multiply. So your photo from the Miami Association in that magazine, when it said that you're a governor, you just put that everywhere. And so I believe that as far as the leadership, and here's what's crazy. If we look at leadership right now, if you all look at leadership, you all have friends, you have colleagues, you have people who you're like, how in the heck are they in leadership? I don't got what it takes to. I just believe that as a team, we could get in and it would do a lot for you guys' business, do a lot for your exposure. And you know, then it comes back to the pedigree where we come in and say, well, who are they with? Oh, okay. Because I think I've been on the board now for maybe 8 years. And I was going to try to take a break off, but every time I try to step back, another opportunity comes up. And then, you know, that opens up opportunities at the state level, and then we'll get to the national level. And it's really just about exposure and being perceived as an expert.
Yes, yes. My September the 8th, I already know, is the deadline.
Get
I'm
it in,
doing
get
it,
it
and
in the
I'm
next
doing it
2 days,
today, Neil.
Cheryl.
I know I'm gonna do it today, Neil. I'm gonna do it today. I was glad we had our Friday recap. There was a lot of things you see. I had a lot on my plate that I needed to talk to you about, and this is the time to do so that we can kind of get in front of you. So, yeah. So speaking of exposure, tonight you may have been seeing my post. I am co-hosting with some amazing women all across this country. And it's called the WAP Social. I know maybe you may know what WAP is and what that means, but we have turned that acronym on its head, and we're making it mean what we want it to mean, and it means women are powerful, okay? And we are the powerful collective, okay? We are the powerful women collective. So I'm gonna be the Nagasi Legacy Group at World Renowned Real Estate will be highlighted tonight in one of the brand slides. So all across the country, we will be seeing my beautiful face as well as all the other co-hosts tonight. And that's going to be at 9 o'clock tonight for about an hour and a half. I believe it's social. No, not I believe it's social. I believe it's virtual. It's virtual, and it starts 9 o'clock, and we're excited. We did this in less than 10 days, put this together, and we already have over 250 participants coast to coast, 3 female DJs coast to coast. We got some elected officials coming on. We're crossing our fingers that we may have a guest of our VP Democratic nominee of Kamala Harris. So we're all excited to see if she pops on with us tonight. So talking about exposure, that's going to be some good exposure for my group, of course, as well as World Renowned.
Okay, so in that, Cheryl, I want you. So here's something, because you're going to have an opportunity, and so preparation. So to make our event as good as possible, or to make your moment in the spotlight as awesome as possible, go ahead and start thinking about your unique selling proposition at the front end, right? So start planning your 15 to 20 seconds. We obviously a 30-second elevator pitch, right? Your unique selling proposition. And in that, so don't only tell what you do, right? I always think about when it's your time or when you have an opportunity. This is something that I'm coaching myself on, as well as a few others. What's the benefit in it for those that use your services, right? What's the benefit? Because you heard me ask a lot when I'm talking about my ICA, who else on my team can assist them? How do I make the process easiest for them? So when you speak tonight, make sure that you're speaking in terms that sell the benefit, not the feature, right? So we don't want to only talk about how awesome you are and what you do. Make sure that it resonates with them. Well, why would I use? Why should I send? Like, who is she? Why should I care? Why should I follow? And then in that, show, I'm going to ask you to put a call to action in however you wrap up if you're going to do an intro or whatever you do, any speaking time that you do, wrap up with a call to action to get the viewers or the listeners to do something for you, whether that is, and we would like for it to be trackable. Is this going to be on the Facebook platform, or are you guys doing it on Zoom, or do you know?
I'm sorry, I thought I was unmuted. It's going to be on Zoom, but they're asking each of us to maybe go either Facebook Live, Instagram Live as well while we're on Zoom. So
Okay.
we're going to have lots of devices going on here in order to make that happen. Now, we will have it's going to be kind of scripted in some senses, in a way. We have an MC, mistress of ceremonies, and she's gonna kind of be running the show. It really is like more like a party, not like a conference type deal. So we just music, we're partying, but we're also, our backdrop is definitely speaking about the power of women, and then secondly about the importance of this upcoming collection. This is just the initial kickoff to what our big party is coming up, or our big effort, I should say, that's coming up for the November elections.
Okay. All right, got it.
That's what we're leading up to. This is just the kickoff, let you know about the powerful women collective, and we just like I said, we got this together in less than 10 days. So I don't know if I'll be able to sell that. I wrote what you said down. What is my unique selling proposition, as well as making a call to action. I don't know if I'll have time to even do all of that, but
Okay.
I'm going to check with our leader today to see what the flow,
Okay,
like.
even if not, you guys, that's something like we're going to get more skilled in our USPs and our call to actions, right? So when we meet someone, when we have conversations and opportunities, we know exactly what to say, and we're not saying, well, this is what I do, da 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 da. We're going to, what is our USP and a benefit to them, and then what do we want them to do now that they know what we do and how we can benefit them. Hey, follow me on Facebook, connect with me on Instagram, go and sign up for my list of homes or get a home value. Here's how to do it. Text me your phone number so I can add you to whatever list, right? So that's what we want to get really skilled at. And so we're going to do a lot of training on the USP, call to action, and on those magic words that we want to make sure that we honed in, and so that we're crafting our communication, so that we're crafting all of our actions to our target and desired audience. All right, we're good?
Got you. Thank you. Thank you
Good
very
stuff.
much.
Charles, anything you have, sir?
No, sir. Just still working with a couple of clients, feeling better, getting back in the streets.
All right, good stuff. We mentioned right before you got on, this is Safety Awareness Month. Make sure we're being safe. That means not only in showings and out as far as other individuals, but also continue to be safe with the pandemic. Make sure we're taking care of ourselves. Make sure you're washing your hands, you're social distancing, you're covering your face, all of that good stuff. Do everything you can to take care of yourselves. DeAndre, anything from you, boss man?
Thanks.
All right. So I hope you all.
First-time home buyers. I know, Charles, you work with a lot of first-time home buyers. I did it last month. I'll be doing it again for September. Opalaka CDC. Get your clients in there, especially if they're in need of any, not just that reason, but in addition to assistance dollars. There is funding out there. Don't let anybody say that it's not. Yes, there is funding out there. So Charles, this may be helpful to you. I don't know what your client base is, but I'm thinking it may be helpful to you.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic week. I've got some items to get out to each of you collectively and individually. Cheryl and DeAndre, I know what I have for you all, as well as the information that we shared here today. Go through, do the exercise, do the activities, do the thought work that is going to be required to identify who. Now, once again, you can have multiple ideal clients. It could be who you're working with right now and just answering what questions or challenges or fears they might have, or it could be who do you want to work with that you're not currently working with, and then how do you get into those arenas. But that's all I have for you. I hope y'all have a fantastic day. I love you all. Have a great weekend, and we will be chatting very soon. Take care.
Have a good weekend. Thank you.
Have a good weekend, guys.